Hey, this is Joe. I'm in here at this Humidor of Lyle, and we're coming in with another cigar of the week. And the cigar of the week is the Micallef Experiencia in the La Crema size, which is a 7x52. I would call it a double Corona size. Specs on the cigar: the wrapper is a 4-year-old San Andreas Sumatra. The binder is a 4-year-old Ecuadorian Habano, and the filler is a mix of 4-year-old Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Panamanian tobacco. So, in the general of this whole cigar, to me, I think it was mild to medium at the very most. I'd call it a steady Eddie cigar. From the first third till pretty much the last third was almost exactly the same. And it had a hay, kind of like a floral, kind of on the creamier side, with a little bit of woodsy note in the middle. I kept getting a predominant leather note and a predominant kind of like a citry note kept coming in and out, but they were very upfront to me. Longer cigar, it took me just under 2 hours to smoke. So I think this cigar is very approachable for a connoisseur. I think there's a flavor enough to keep you interested, and for people that are just getting started, it's definitely worth a try. I mean, I'm not too familiar with too many of the Micallef cigars. I've had a few of them in the past. I would definitely smoke some more of their stuff because their quality and their consistency, definitely their construction. I didn't have any relights, lit it once, and then smoked well through the entire cigar.
How's it going? Mad Dog Mike here. Joe, I got a quick couple of questions for you. You said you noticed citrus in the cigar. How do you pick up on the citrus? I mean, was it like...
So when I was smoking the cigar, I got a couple of different aromas. I got a leather note, and specifically to me, it reminded me of like glove leather, like catcher's mitt, like when I was young and played sports and you smelled like your mitt when you were bored. It kind of had that aroma to it. And then the citrus note to me was lemongrass. It was kind of bright, almost like a subtle spice to it, but it was definitely citrusy. It wasn't oranges. Oranges have kind of got a sweeter note. It didn't have that. To me, it was more bright, and lemongrass came to my mind.
So would you sort of say like the zest of an orange, or like...
Kind of. And again, these are aromas more to me. They weren't flavors. Okay. To me, spice, or the tingle spice I got in my tongue and taste, was probably a 2 or a 3. It was definitely on the lighter side. Everything I got as far as flavor was more on the aroma side than it was on the actual tasting side.
So with that being said, would this be a good first stick of the day, or?
I think it's a cigar that has to be the first stick of the day, especially if you're a regular cigar smoker that smokes multiple in a day. I think it's a good way to start. For someone who's only going to do mild to medium cigars, you can kind of put it in multiple times. But I think if you're going to smoke multiple in a day and you transition between mild to fuller bodied cigars, it has to be first.
Okay. Well, that's great to know. Thank you for your input.
Thank you. And next week we're going to have another review, and it'll be Cigars 101. We're going to be talking about the differences in different cuts in cutting your cigar. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.